Hey there, welcome back guys, we're live. We're gonna get these glasses going one way or another. If they don't work, again, we'll send them back to Amazon. But we know we got 2 green going, so we know it's just a ratio thing with the parts. I tested some of the parts. Some of the LEDs are good and some of the LEDs are bad, but I was able to like do a process of elimination to see which ones were yay and nay. So without any further ado, let's get started. So I'm going to show you the parts that we have here so that you guys can actually see. Just make sure everything's closed out so that we don't have any glitches on our stream. Too many applications running at the same time will cause things to go kaboot, as you saw in the last live stream, which is alright, that happens. Pretty straightforward. It's kind of like a paint by numbers, so you really can't mess this up. The only thing is that if it doesn't work, it could be the components, and so we have a tester here to test some of the components, or if you look on the Amazon website, some like soldering veterans have shared that the board, the PCB board, is not of the greatest structure. So knowing that and moving forward, let's find the directions and try this one more time. Again, it's a great solder build, fun when you get it to work. When it doesn't work, it's a little bit of a nightmare. Kind of like the camera. Looks like we lost the bar. All right, so let's see. Let me find the directions and take it from there. We checked out on the last live stream the parts to the transistor radio, which is great. I don't wonder why I'm viewing by date, which is just, it's going to be the next build that we do after this, August and today, and there we are. These glasses are great too when they work. Oh, the only thing I didn't test are the batteries, which is okay because I actually have some spare batteries to go. And in case you're wondering what we're looking at here, I'll show you guys the parts so you can have a look at the build while I do this in the meantime. Just trying, I mean, we built this more than enough times that we don't really need the directions anyway, but I just want to go over some of the stuff here. All right, so this is a diode, LED checker, diode, another transistor checker to see the parts. So the parts work out good, but I did check out some of the connections on the previous board that I'd sent back to Amazon, and there were some shorts. It was not connecting. There was no continuity in certain areas where you would expect there to be a connection, but apparently not. And there was solder in those areas. But anyway, so these are the parts that we have here. So let's say, for example, we got one dead diode. This is a little diode tester. You put the diode in here like this, and then you just, like a little power switch, push it in, pull it down, and then you press test, and unknown component or damage. See that? So we got one bad diode. In the other kit, we just ran it across the Tesla coil, and we got bad ones. So you see, so they'll leave this one here. These were iffy. These, were working and then not working, so they weren't as consistent with their stream, but we got one. See, you got some light test in progress, right? And then we got a beep, but it said 0.0 IR infrared signals, and some of the majority of those got some infrared signals, which is good, but you don't need it. But it's just and let's see this one. Test it. Test in progress, and works out okay, not bad. 1.87 volts. So we got good here, but these were a little glitchy, so that's why I put them on the side. And we'll test it again. Another one, and it lights up, so you know if it's not good, if it's not just not going to light up. 1.8 but 0 infrared. And again, we got one bad one, which is really good. So if it doesn't work, it only means that the there's something wrong with the board, the chip. See, it's not lighting up. So we got one bad diode. So one bad diode in the wrong place can just screw up your whole connection. See, and it says capacitance. So it's measuring something and it's faulty. And then let's try the other way, because it's supposed to light up, right? Like all the other ones. So I tested all 50, test in progress. It's not lighting up. So we got, but remember, one bad one is enough to short out the whole thing. So we'll leave this one over here, and then you just see, because the series circuit just can't complete itself. You know, depending on where you put it. Let's see that one. See, they're lighting up. Kind of neat. And of course, it's just working its magic, and you got a diode. So some of them tested well, some of them tested like iffy. And if you want to test the capacitor, we can test the capacitor here. Let's see what we got there. Put it in, right? Close the circuit, and then test in progress. And we got any minute. See, capacitance is 9.6. You got a 0.6% loss, and that's what it is. This measures at a 10, right? This, I believe it's a 10. Yeah, it should be a 10, but that's okay. You know, we round it off, and then we'll check on the cheat sheet over here to see what we're supposed to be getting in there. Let's see, capacitance. Oh, they already put them in case you're wondering what I'm looking at. Here, I'll share with you the screen. See? So we have our chip, we have our brain, and if you want to find the parts, you just look for the ones that are already stored right here. See, 10 UF, right, farads. So this one measured at 9, is it 9 point whatever? So we got a small percentage loss, and like I said in the previous video with the multimeter, you just round it off as long as it measures within, you know, and it says unknown damage, but sometimes you got to test it again, make sure the connections connect, and then try it. Test in progress. With these, with the LEDs, it should just light up, you know, and if it doesn't light up, you know, it's no good. So you see we got one there. We'll put the other one down, and then we'll test another one. So the components are good, but unfortunately with some of these, the board is just not the greatest. Okay, and then while that's doing that, let me go to YouTube and our comments, because this is a live show. Right? Damn it, bummer. And that one is good, 9.6 farads, right? So we're good. And we'll go here. Hold on, let me just, oh good, it's muted. I'm just gonna do pop out the chat window so that if people do come, they're here. I'm just gonna close my window there. All right, so then you get the idea with that. And then we have our resistor. So the resistor, it doesn't matter which way they go in. You're gonna get the same reading no matter what, but I like to put them in according to how the colors are on the page of the directions, but it doesn't matter. Let's say, for example, here, I got a resistance of 1.95, right? And then I'll show you guys, I'll share with you here. Oops, so we're in there. And then if I flip it over, I should get a resistance of 1.95. So it doesn't matter how these get soldered in, but you really have to be careful. Oops, and make sure that you're putting the correct resistor in the right hole. Test in progress. Looks like, did it close? Yep. See, 1.93. So again, it doesn't matter how they go in. What matters is how you how they go into their correct spot. Let me measure it again. Make it tighter. See, 1.93. So it doesn't. Again, it doesn't matter. It's just preference. All right, so let's get started. I'm gonna get this thing. Oh, and you can also measure these things here. We don't have one here, but some other components. Let's measure the 10K, and then we're gonna put it aside because I don't want to mix these up. All right, so here's a 10K right here. Or you know what? We could always start with the 10Ks, and then we'll go here. Make sure you put it in. It's a bummer that you have to test these components. You know, like you should just work out of the box, but apparently not. 10K. Nice. So there you go. So those are the 10K. So I'm going to move this over here so there's no confusion. Remember, 10K, we got 3 10Ks. But in the last experience, it wasn't like that. And then you have here some capacitors, the ceramic capacitors. Let's see what these test to. It doesn't matter as long as you put top, bottom, and then we'll just test it. See what the capacitors are supposed to test at. And we got, oops, the capacitors should test at 0.1 UFs, and that's, oh wow, unknown component. Maybe that's why they send us 2. Okay, so let's try it. Sometimes you try it again. Unknown component damaged. Wow. Let's try flipping it around. Now it shouldn't matter with these capacitors because there's no, it's not like the negative and positive side, but it is possible that you know, it's not incorrectly. Let's see, we'll test it again. Capacitance 29 PFs. I'm gonna put this one on the side. We do have extra ones just in case, you know, because it took 3 times to get a reading from that, and I don't want to, you know, use that one. Let's see, put that in there, test it, test in progress. Okay, nice. This one measured V loss 14%, but we have 55 US. So again, that's probably why they send 2. Right, so this one measures at 55 UFs, right? And it didn't matter how I put it in. I'm going to keep that one. And this one, I had to spin it around to get a reading, and the first reading was a glitch, you know. So let's try putting it in. Put it in, and then press test. Remember, the other one I put here was 55 UFs. And they might have issues with this, which is probably, yep, unknown. No component damage, which could be why the glasses didn't work previously. See, component damage. Wow, that's a bummer. Let's try one of the other holes. All right. Let's see. And they send 2, right? And then bummer. And you would not know this. Nope, damaged. All right. So they send 2 capacitors, and 1 is no good. That's a good thing. And we have 1 damage, and the capacitor is what helps, you know, complete the circuit on the board. So if this thing's kaput and dud, then, you know, it's a bummer though that you have to do this. Like, you know, it should really work. I'm gonna trust the other parts, you know. Should I trust them? Should I test them? I guess maybe, you know. Let's test the rest of the 10Ks. All right, we'll leave this here because we only need, I believe, 1 of those. I'll leave that here, it's a spare. And they know, see, they know to send extra diodes, and they know to send extra capacitors. And why? Because they probably have more units being returned than selling. Because just think, I bought as many as I bought. And we can test some of the components later after this live stream, you know, to get a gist of things. Put that in. Hopefully that will measure to 10K. Unknown. What? Let's try the other way. It's a little bit of a bummer. And I think one of you guys had pointed out probably a resistor, which could on the previous stream. But you see, there we go, 10K, which was fine. We got 3 10Ks. I'm going to bend this a little bit, bend that a little bit. Okay. Just so we can get them in their holes and, you know, on the circuit, on the PVC board. Test it. The reason why I keep this one in the attic because I don't use it. Like as you can see, I've done most of my soldering videos and I never had to test the parts because I just trust the process. And then, you know, I kept this away, and this one is nice when you have a lot of parts to test because because you know you don't have to do like I was doing, finagling it with the wire. It does come, this one does come with a special holder, and you get to test in progress. These are the 1Ks, okay? 1K, 1 kilo ohm, nice. We got the 1K. So I'm gonna put these over here, and I believe the 1Ks go in our, where do the 1Ks go? Well, we'll follow along, you know, we'll follow the directions, because I think I see 10K. I see 10K here, and a 10K there. And it should say 1K, which is really weird. I don't know. So that part could be confusing. That's why you have to read the directions, because even though this is 1 kilo ohms, right? We have 2 spots for 10Ks. Okay. Test that one. We got 3 more to test. Nice. A 1K. 1K there. I'm going to take this little label off so we know that the 1Ks are there and the 10Ks are over here. See? So there's no confusion. Alright. 2 more and that's it. And then we'll just do here. Test in progress. Nice. 1K. 4K. See? And then we're going to test another one. Oops. Sometimes you got to push it in. Oh, wow, I clicked. And then we have, see, 1K again. And last but least, hopefully the special K. So the components are good on this particular. The last board was just a nightmare. Nice, and 1K. Okay, and you could use this machine to measure where is it? Oh, the transistor, right? So what you do is you pull this out, and then we do like that. Just you have to pull it up. Okay, after you pull it up, it's going to be tricky getting this one out, but it should be okay, because it's going to stand high, if that makes any sense. See? And then it has space for the connectors if you want to use the connectors which go underneath. So now we'll go here, and then you'll take the capacitor, and then see the 3 little prong thingy, so you can spread them. We're gonna have to open this up anyway to like get them to see like 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and most likely goes, hold on, you have to find there. Oops. Hold it in, unknown component. Hold on. I just need to get it on there. Nice. You see? It measures it. You just have to hold it. It's like a bad game of Twister. But you see that's 210 MAs, 360 millivolts, and then HFEs 350. But look, you have 1, 2, and 3. You have the B, E, and etc. So this is good. This is a good one, and we got no errors. And there's only 1, so you can't get confused on which one's which. But if there were more than 1, you would write the numbers down, or you would compare the numbers, right? With this part right here, I got to take these off anyway. You would look into my eyes, and then you turn these on, and then you would see if the numbers matched. And this is, hopefully they would, is C331, and we have a, yeah, Sometimes you have a reading on here, but in this case we don't. We have a C. Whoops, I lost it. Anyway, you just do it like that, or you just check the board and see what they have here in store for you here on the directions. Okay, knowing that and moving forward, I believe we are good to go. I just want to see where the transistor goes. Oh, there it is. Transistor. No, it just basically it goes by S9104. Let me measure that one again. See if that one, any numbers on there match here. This part's tricky. Then we hold it, test it. And if it says unknown, sometimes you just gotta finagle it. See, test in progress. Voila. And 350. Any numbers on there? 350? Nope. So it just goes by the. No, it just goes by part number. This part goes there. But on the remote controller that we built, they had numbers on it, like 22A, and then this one had 290A. So you knew to put 290A. The 22A went on one side and the 290 went on another. This is an infrared. This is a remote controller to control any TV. Kind of neat, huh? You can go to like a sports bar and shut the TV off. It's like, I'll have a bottle of, and then just pretend like you're on your phone and then shut off all the TVs in the sports bar. This one's really cool. I'll leave a link to this one because this one does work. This is really, you just go to a bar with your friends. Hey, let's go out for drinks. And then shut off all the TV. Go bar hopping and shut off all the TVs. All right. Just don't shut off the CCTV cameras. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start with the parts that they say here at the top and go here. So we're going to install the one piece 2 milliohms resistor. Okay, so that would be the one that I put on the side, which was right here, right, which was the R8. Oh, bummer, can't measure it. Oh, you can actually if I just put it on there. And we just need to make sure it measures up milliohms. See? 1 milliohm, 1.5, but that's fine. We round it off. All right, and that goes in R8. Here we go again. Like how many? Oh man, the battery's dying. Bummer, but we have a fix around that. So we're gonna put this in R8. Interesting. 2 milliohms goes into R8, but it measured at 1.5, a little less. And this one says 2 milliohms, and we got 1.5 reading. All right, sometimes they don't measure true. Like you round it off, right? So here's the tricky part: bending the ends so that they go in correctly. This one's a little bit tricky. Remember, it went into R8. Double check if you pull it out and then put it in again. So the last thing you want to do is mess it up. See? R8. And then you flip it over, get some solder, and here we go again. And away we go. Gotta wait for the soldering iron to heat up. To 6 something, so we got a little bit to go. Okay, almost there. 537, 540, 550. Remember, it has to get to almost 700, okay? We got 1 and 2. Then we can just put this back down, put this over there, and clip it. Where are my clippers? We were here. Oh, on the floor. Okay. Here we are. And then the next step, let me just plug this out and plug it in again and see what happens. No, I'm not plugging out anything but power. Alright, so we're working under the gun. Battery's dying over there. Hate when that happens. Of all nights. Okay, so that's that. We did R8. Now R6, R7, R9 are the 10 kilo ohms, which I put over here. Okay? R6, R7, and R9. R6, so we have an R9. And then we have to find an R6. Okay. Another 10K. We're putting the 10Ks in the 10K spots. Okay, R6, R7, and R9. So now I have to find an R7. Usually tells you on the, when you look at the schematics. Nice. And then we can just flip the board over. Remember, there were 3 10Ks that we measured, right? So we know that they go into their respective spot. And remember, R6, R7, and R9. If you're not sure, double check, because you know R7, R9, and R6, because they are hard to come out. And if you look at the reviews on this board, one of the engineers chimed in and said, "This is a great, fun project, but not good for the new guy, because if you make a mistake, which is fine, you're going to damage the board." And they're so right on that. It's not the best. And if you saw me on my live stream talking about how you would have to jerry rig this one compared to the other one, like, I shared that too. So it's not, and you'll know the more soldering projects you do like this, what's a good board, what's a bad board, because you will make a mistake and then you'll wind up having to jerry rig it because the PCB board is crap. All right, and it's not your fault, you know, like, you should be able to make a mistake. No one's perfect, but unfortunately, these, you know, remember, this is only $11, so imagine what it costs to make. So I'm not using the best of parts, you know. So, you know, higher quality, if you spend 30-40 bucks on a soldering kit project, then you're pretty much up there, you know. All right, so we're going to do the R4s and R5s. No, sorry, the yeah, R1 to R5s, which is the 1K. Okay, so the 1Ks go straight across right in there. All right, and then now we're going to put in R1. Okay, and remember, with resistors, it doesn't matter which way they go in, but I like putting them in sync with the colors, with their stripes, like going along the same way. But you don't have to do that. I think that drove one guy crazy. He stopped in the channel. He's like, "What are you doing?" Like a freak, like, you know. He's like, "You just put them in." He's like, "Just put them in. You're killing me. I can't watch." He was like, "I can't watch anymore." I'm like, "All right, don't watch." I know, because I kept flipping them over. And you don't have to do that with a resistor. But I did. It's tricky. So again, you pull them out, pull the top, pull the bottom, and we got one more 5K after this one. Nope, I like my colors to go. there's a place I want to go flying, and I called dispatch, and dispatch is like, you have to call the county, and then the county's like, you have to call the state troopers, because the state, even though it's our jurisdiction, but whenever they get calls for the mountain, they send the state troopers there. So I call the state troopers, and then they're like, well, you should talk to the deputy, and the deputy's like, well, you should talk to the sheriff. And then I'm like, all right, so who do I talk to? It's like Abbott Costello, who's unfortunate. And one guy was really nice. He was like comical. I was like, this guy's really funny. He should be doing like, you know, something else instead of this. But he was like engaging, really engaging for a police officer. Because I want to fly up there. And then finally I spoke to someone, and they told me what I needed to do. And then basically, you know, they said, if you call and let us know that it's going to be you, if someone calls, we'll know, and we'll call you back and let you know someone called us, and you know, we'll have to send someone to follow up, which is fine. You know, that's good though. At least they know it's you. And and that's how you got to do it when you fly. You know, when you're flying in an area that's not your town. And they were telling me that I think I recorded, I'm not sure if I recorded that one, but the other fellow, the first fellow I got, he was telling me that some people shoot down drones. Like they get calls from people flying their drones, and the locals shooting them down. I'm like, what? Yeah. So it does happen. Bummer, but it does. And you know, that's why you call dispatch, because one, they know you're there, and when the shit hits the fan, they're going to be looking out for you, you know. And as long as there's no drone ordinance, so like one of the guy was like, you know, if there's no ordinance, there's nothing to enforce, right? But they still come out when someone calls. So that's good to know. So I want to capture Mohawk Castle. It's beautiful. Except it might be a little too late, but maybe I'll do it in the spring. Maybe I'll go now, scout it out, and then just because it's public too. So with your drone, you know, if it's public, you can take off from there. It's not private property, and once you're in the air, you're in the FAA territory. I wish every call was like that. Then you wouldn't have to call. You know, but you kind of have to. And I like when I get calls like that, because when I call a place and they're like, you know, they start enforcing shit, we're gonna do the good capacitor. I basically find somewhere else to fly, to be honest with you. So at least we got one good capacitor, and that could be why the previous one didn't work, right? We put the bad one over there. And then now I'm just gonna split it. See, voila. It's good to know. It's good to see you got to test your stuff with some kits. It's a bummer. I was not expecting to have to do that, you know. But after so many times, ow, it just happens like that, you know. Don't worry, it's a little bit early. We're gonna do more streams after this one. I just figured I'd get started with that one. I want to do the utensils, the cooking for 3D printing. Okay, we're gonna do the capacitors next. See, look at that, kind of neat. Move it up a little bit, move it in. See, and then the hardest part is spending time soldering all those LEDs just to find out this shit don't work. Okay, with the capacitors, the negative side goes there. Okay, so negative to negative. All right, and then we're just gonna, I guess we could do both capacitors, and then negative, remember, negative on the negative side, and the plus is the long side. So in case you're wondering, see, long is plus, minus is short, and it tells you right there. There's like a little line that's minus. Okay, so you really can't mess this up, but I have before. Everyone makes a mistake. You know, sometimes you're talking, the phone rings, you're like, oh shit, I gotta get that call, and then all of a sudden you're like, no, I put it. They're really hard to get out too if you don't have the right desoldering kit, you know. But other than that, once they're in, they're in. And the good thing, there's no cover going on here, so you can pretty much, you know, you don't have to go flat all the way like you do with the game. On the game, you have to, they have to be flush. See, voila. Capacitors are in. Remember, negative to negative, double check. You can undo them, but if you look at the notes, not notes, comments, or whatever they're called, it's ratings. People share their experience, and some good, some not so good. You know, for me, the green was the best. I had a lot of luck with the green. Sweet, we're on a roll. Again, the hardest part's going to be, all right, so now we have the microphone, which controls the sound. Okay, and then the plus goes on the plus side. You can't mess this up because this one will be hard to get out. And the plus, match plus to plus. Now with this one, as you can see, I should have done this earlier, but that's okay because it's not going to hold, but I can finagle it with my hand or use painter's tape. Okay, painter's tape will steer you in the right direction, or you hold it from the back, right, and then you take your soldering iron and then just give enough in so that you can get it in its spot. Hold it tight and don't let go, and do like a little acrobatic type thing, and then make sure your soldering iron, because this one has a sharp tip, so I want to make sure that the sharp tip touches the solder and don't burn your fingers. See, we got it in. Then you can let go of the other one, or you can use painter's tape like you saw on the previous one, and then we'll go here. Voila, and now we got the microphone in. See that? Again, it's like a paint by numbers. You can't get it wrong. So when you buy the kit, and if it don't work, some of the parts might be dead, like you saw, like literally. We got, I put them over there. One dead LED, a few LEDs that were iffy, and which is a bummer, and one capacitor. So imagine a dead capacitor. Putting that in, you're not going to get. It's not going to work, right? Because the circuit can't flow. You know, the resistors. Well, I think we had some issues with the resistors too. The transistors are easy to put in. You don't have to hold them. You can just flip it upside down because they're so taut, going in different directions, that they're going to hold themselves up. You know, so but you just want to make sure that when you do that, it doesn't go crooked. But that's more aesthetics. You know, like for the beauty of it. And as you saw, I freaked one guy out. It's like, just leave it in there. It doesn't have to be perfect. But I like it like that. But for the transistors, and it depends too. Sometimes you have to make sure they are flush, and sometimes you got to make sure the transistors and components are straight and flush, because look, this one we're going to do next, not this week, but next week, you can't put the cover on if they're too high. So again, some have to be flush, but in this case it doesn't, because they protrude out for the see, that's correct, for the disco effect, or whatever you want to call it, you know. Okay, so now I'm going to put the potentiometer in that adjusts the intensity of the light, you know, how often it turns on, when it turns on, whether it's going to pulsate more into the music or more, you know, just maybe it's too much for you, and then you just, all right, you know what, I'm going to lower the volume. See, now I'm going to put the potentiometer is similar to the transistors. They sort of support themselves in because they're pulling from different directions. Okay, and then, you know, you just add a little bit of solder onto the 3 points. See, easy. It's got a little thing in here, and now I can just clip the long parts, not to the potentiometer, but to the transistor. So whatever parts that are really long, right? I can just, and then let's just look for little straggler things on, and then we're just gonna go down the transistor. Remember, not the potentiometer. Potentiometer is fine; it doesn't need to be. Clip. And now, now I'm gonna put on the power switch, the on-off. Okay, and that goes on reverse. All right. So we'll put this in, and this doesn't need wire cutters. All right, so that just basically goes into its hole, and you find its hole. One guy, if you look on the reviews of this kit, one guy said he had to use a drill because apparently the hole was not big enough. So that's got to suck, because I don't have a drill bit that small. To be honest with you, and he must be really good to drill on the PCB board, and hold on, drill on the PCB board and still maintain a solid soldering connection. And you just want to tap it. You don't want to spend too much time on the board, okay? Because that will ruin it too. You know, like the solder will bleed through. So you just tap it, like boom, 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 boom. It's like that. It has that matrix effect. Remember when Neo touched the mirror and went bloop? It just instantaneously. It has that effect. All right, so we got everything there except for the battery connectors, which is what we'll do next. See, we're gonna do the minus. The spring side is the minus side. Okay. Again, this is pretty straightforward. Should I do this part? Yeah, it doesn't matter, because it's not gonna hold anything. We're not holding anything up. We'll be able to flip it over and still be able to solder. Okay. And then the plus side is the flat side. So we're just gonna put these in like that. See that? But then they clip in, but then you still have to solder it. And don't let the solder bleed over its connections. Just nice, clean, flush. Okay. See? There we go. Voila. And it could probably hold, but we gotta solder it. Okay, so then for this, you would just flip it over, right? Hold it down, apply a little pressure. Sometimes something's wrong. Double check your stuff. Sometimes things will disconnect. Okay, and then you just put it back in. See how the minus part popped out? So when you flip it over, not all of them will be taut and tight. So let's just do one side first. And we'll just do a little bit, melt the solder, let it bleed on. And then sometimes you just gotta turn it around, let it work its magic, and let it bleed on. Tap it. See? And then tap the other side. And then tap it. You might lose some parts on the other side, but that's okay. You know, you can always fix it. tap it. See, we got one, but one popped off on the other side. That's one, the loose one. But if we built, this is our third one, right? Well, not third one, fifth one, but the other one's three. We got two that worked. These usually don't pop off. As you can see, each board has a different experience. Hold on one second. Okay, we got one. Need to melt some solder there. And then we got some solder here. Nice. Voila. Now, oh look, we got a comment. Hey, who's this? Hello, Midnight Off-Road. Hey man, hey Ken, what's up guys? Good to see you. Again, I'm building the glasses again. How many times? How many builds does it take to build before that you have a final build, right? And I'm just checking, making sure there's no bleeding on the soldering connections. Literally. Oh, but Amazon sent us another one. Like, we got you. Like, we got to send another one. Got it. Sweet. All right, so now we just got to plug away and work the magic with the diodes. How are you guys doing? How you doing? All right, so now remember, the minus is negative and the long side is the positive side, okay? So you really can't go wrong there. So I'm going to put one in first and explain. The long side, look for the longest side of the diode, right? And then the long side is the plus side, so that's the way it's going to go in. All right, so we'll start from the back and just basically work our way up. So here's a plus side and negative. So we'll just do like that. We'll do one. And then remember, long side is positive side, okay? And the short side is the negative side. I think we're going to have luck with this one because we tested the parts and we got one dead capacitor. So we put the good capacitor in. Kind of neat, huh? And then we'll go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting. There never too many times if you enjoy. Yeah, I know. That is true. There are never too many times if you enjoy it. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I do. Especially if it's on them, right? If they know and they you know, like, oh, gotta send another one out, and you don't have to spend your money on it, right? Because if I had to buy this, it'd be freaking expensive. And so far we've had 5, right? 2 good ones and 3 came back and 1 here or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to try R1s first, or whichever one this one is. I'm going to solder these, see if we can get one row working, right? Because we know a one row of resistors controls R1 and then R2, R3, R4, and R5. So maybe we'll try that and plug it in and see if it works. Like so basically after I complete 10, it should turn on, hopefully, in the perfect world. Hold on. So I'm going to do 1, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it doesn't really matter. I mean, it does, but they're fun, funky glasses. Like, you know how we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and there should be one more, 5 to complete the circuit. Remember, the long side is the plus side, okay? Knowing that, moving forward, long side's the plus side, okay? Short side is negative. And then if I put that in like that, And then I'm going to do 5 more to complete the circuit. Okay. Da, da, da. So I'm going to do the other 5. So we got I'm doing good. I 3D printed a phone case. Oh wow, that's so cool for my phone, and someone's paying me to print them one. Oh my god, that is so cool. I'm currently waiting for the other. Oh, maybe I should do that with the 3D printed dragon. Like, it's like, hey, sell it, right? That's not a bad. That's really cool. Make some extra cash. Remember, plus side is the long side. That is also awesome. And you just got the printer. You know, like maybe you can like make a little. Go to Wix. Wix is free, and do a free website on Wix. I'm using Wix. I'm using the free version until like if the channel picks up and can pay for itself. Well, I'm not paying it out of my pocket, but it's not bad because it does everything for you. Come up with a domain, and then you can, you know, take pictures of these cases and then put them on there, and it worked for me, except it pings you every time someone comes there. It's like, hi, you have a new, like it stalks, like, you know, it tells you who's there, not who has the person, but it tells you, you get a notification, someone from China, someone from Poland, someone from you know, wherever it is. And yeah, this is kind of cool because you could see where your website traffic is coming from, which is kind of neat. You could, I'm charging $10. Oh, that's pretty good. $10 per. Oh, nice. Yeah, do the Wix thing. Let me know how that works out. Definitely do the Wix free website. Like, I have the Wix free website for my YouTube channel, but I'm thinking of using Wix for my other stuff, like just changing the domain and transferring it. I mean, I liked WordPress, but if you've used Wix, no, if you've used WordPress and then go to Wix, it's like, oh my god, it's like night and day. Wix is just great. Okay, let's see what that does. So we got 10 in. 5 and 5 is 10. Where are my clippers? Bummer, and the battery's dying. See? Yesterday we were on a roll. We got a freaking 8 hours, 9 hours on the camera. Now the camera's dying. And I left it unplugged today, like, so that I would not have to use it until later. It sucks. You know? So I'm gonna have to work a little bit faster on this on this experience tonight, but that's okay. We got 10 in, right? We got another many more to go. Move this, we'll leave that there, that's fine. Let's see if it turns on. We're gonna use the new batteries. We'll use Wix, yeah, and that's fine, no worries. Wix.com, and it's really cool. You think of a name that you want, right? And all I did was pay $30 for my domain. But if the channel picks up, like, right, and it makes enough money, I'm gonna spend it and get the domain, you know, and pay for the .com. Otherwise, if you don't do the .com, you basically, it's like /. Well, you can look at my channel description. You can see what your URL will look like, you know. But it's fine, you know, because I'm glad I didn't pay for it, because I'm not getting. It's not like it's bringing me traffic. But for you, you know, you could have an e-commerce, you know, which is kind of cool. Just use the free version, and business picks up. You will. It'll pay for itself. Oh, it's not going to work anyway. I don't have the brains. The brains. I have to put the brains in. Okay. Put that like that. The brain fell out. Sweet. Last time it held itself in. A bit of a bummer. That's okay. I have a piece of. I could use this. See? You just do it like that. let it hold itself up. It's not hot enough. Oh man. Nice. Now we got the brains in, and hopefully we get a socket. I'm going to buy another 3D printer on sale. They have a Creality, oh wow, on sale. Then sell the other one because manually leveling the bed is starting. Oh well, if you're leveling your bed more than once, then you've got some problems. Like I only level my bed once every few months when I have to change the nozzle. That could be why they sold it. A bummer though. Oh nice, see look. Hi. See? We completed a circuit. Hello. Hello. Welcome. Ha 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 ha. Nice. Well, sort of, right? Oh, hello. Oh, you can't see. Hi. 1, 2. See? And then so then we'll just do another 5, no, another 10, and then work our way in. Gotta love it. So yeah, we got a bad capacitor. If you watch this from the beginning, we got a bad capacitor and a bad LED. So imagine not having this tester, right? And all these parts are in there. How would you know? You just assume. So if I put the bad capacitor in, we pretty much shit out of luck. We'll test those again at the end of the show in case you missed that part. I had to bust out the good stuff for this video. But yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer, you know, like it kind of sucks because that's why none of the LEDs work. I'll pull this one out. It's hard to pull out. This is like for testing transistors and stuff and for testing the main circuitries. See? So if I go here, I can't see, and complete the circuit, test it. Unknown. Sometimes you just gotta finagle it, put it in. See, the LED is lighting up. Test in progress. Yay, it works. And plus you saw it light up, but the bad one they sent us, right? And then put it in. Test in progress. It's not even lighting up. Come on, see? Unknown component damaged. And the same thing happened with the capacitor, which is probably why the LEDs didn't turn on the previous one. So we go here. Tests in progress. See, unknown component damaged. So this would short out everything. This would like basically not cause anything to work. So thankfully I tested these. You know, so let me just double check, and it doesn't matter which way they go in, they'll read it anyway. Yeah, and that's what you said that. Yeah, exactly. Yep, see, it lit up. Yeah, so bummer, like real, but and that's, you know, and a lot of people are having that problem with this kit, believe it or not. So I'm gonna do 10 more. Remember, the plus side is the long side. I'm like, how many freaking times do I have to remake this video? I want it to be done, but it's fun. Like you said, I love doing it. You know, I like the challenge of the troubleshooting. And then as you saw, one day I was lying in bed and I realized, oh my God, I have what it's called, the Tesla coil. Why didn't I use that all along? And I was like, oh my God, now I don't even know where it is. It was here. We had it on the show. Oh, it's back there. And I was like, oh my god, I forgot about it. You know, a little bit of a bummer, but it happens, you know. Oh wait, so that was, I don't even know which one that was. Probably R1, right? And this one would be R2. Da, da, da. So you pay attention, don't do like I just did, because now I lost track of which ones I'm doing. But let's see. Remember, the plus side is the long side. All right. Plus side is the long side. I think I overdid it. Yeah. Okay. Plus side is the long side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then double check. Plus side, long side, plus side, long side. Pull them out a little bit just to double check. Because remember, putting a dead one in is one thing, but putting it in wrong is another, and that also messes things up too, because they're not easy to desolder. Yeah, no, you were right. That's why it's good to have you guys here. When we had Afix was here a lot. He would always be like, yo, your sound's not on, we can't hear you. Oh, like he reminded me, or he would call me and be like, hi, you have comments coming in or something, like, you check this, or, you know, which is really cool because you just forget. I forget. And I don't know if you remember when he showed up. It's a little early because he's probably doing stuff right now. After midnight he usually comes on, because that's California, probably 9 o'clock his time. You know, folks chime in. Oops. But no, we'll still be doing the late show. I just figured well, sort of. This camera, I hate that. You know, yesterday it was lasting hours, I tell you. And then tonight it's not. I wonder if there's any connection. I wonder, like, if they're touching enough to complete the circuit, right? With the diodes the LEDs not being soldered in. Oh yeah, you saw that? Sweet. Haha. Gotta love it. And then we solder them in. Yeah, so do that. Put them in, because they're pretty tight. I noticed I felt like they were touching the walls. Do that, and then you know, and then solder them, and then you know if they're good to go. Otherwise you wind up doing like we did, getting a dead one, and then, well, that one had a lot of dead ones when I ran it through the Tesla coil. All right, here we go. Nice, gotta love it. All right, let's see. Soldering iron's not hot enough. So now we got 20. Now then I just have to find a song that's not copywritten, so we can play these glasses. So I'll just log into Artless AI. Yeah, check out Wix, wix.com. And no, they didn't pay me to say this. And then you get the free website like I did. And, you know, once business picks up and the site could pay for itself, you know, you're good to go. Now, the only downside to not having a domain, to having a domain, you buy the domain, like mine is howtobyLou, but I can't have howtobyLou.com. But I can have, I think it's howtobyLou.com /Wix, whatever, is that the website is like locked. Not locked. It can't be found. It's like behind the scenes. Like Google can't find it. And in order to have the Google Analytics part of it, you have to pay, which can be expensive. Just finagling this. can just push it from behind. The reason I'm not killing myself with this like I was before, because I find the way to split them, and so that they just hold themselves up or hold themselves out. Nice. Oh, almost forgot. Did I get these? Yep, I got all those. What did I do with the wire cutters? Nice. Now we just do the another 10. Okay. Remember, long side is the positive side, okay? And we're going to test it before we actually solder it so that we know we're good to go before we're good to go. Because that could be disastrous soldering. They're not easy to take out. Because I have a desoldering gun, but I sent it back, so I just used the solder wick thingy. But even with that, it's just hard, you know? Yeah. And then I'll put the other 10 in. Remember, plus side is long, short side is negative, okay? And if you do it this way, by, see, sometimes when you do it more than once, you come up with a better way of testing the components without even using all the fancy stuff here, you know? You can find out which one's out. But just, and plus side's long side. Okay, and we're going to know when we turn it on if it actually does work. Taking a battery, putting it in. Sweet, see that? Except, huh, interesting. All right, so something's not working there. And we put them in correctly. Bummer. Oh, there we go. Okay, it just requires a little touching. All right, what was this one? Take one out maybe. I'll put one here, complete the circuit. Yep. There we go. It's like a light bright. See? Voila, except, oh, probably because one too many. I didn't complete that circuit yet. But we got all here. Hold on. What? Oh. Yeah. Except those were soldered in. The second one worked a second ago, probably because, I don't know, they were in right. One side doesn't work anymore. But they all lit up, so we know they're incorrect. So, which is a good thing. But now this one isn't working. Hopefully it didn't short out. That's a bummer. It worked. The middle one worked. No, it's not working. Try the other side. Bummer, we lost the row. But it did work. That's why we soldered it. But now, man. All right. All right, we'll get it. We'll solder it. Maybe it just needs a little more solder. But you saw how it worked, and it didn't work when I pressed it, which is a little bit of a bummer. But we got it working. All the LEDs are in correctly, but there's a glitch, right? And all the parts have the solder where they need. Nothing bleed or bled. So it's just a connectivity issue. Like I said, it could be a bad board, you know. Let's see. They're in there. Nah, they'll be all right. Got the right temperature, which is great. Clean off the tip. We're almost there. Please work, please. Then I could always like do part 2. Oh, nice. Oh man, see, it worked a second ago. Something with the board. They all went on, and that was why I soldered it. Maybe it's a problem with. Check the connections. Maybe, hold on. It could need a little bit more solder. Take out the battery. Da, 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 da. Please. Da, da. All right, hopefully that does the trick. All right, let's see. Please work. This is great though, because you would know if you put it in wrong too. See, there we go. Voila. Because it wouldn't light up. And if you didn't have a tester, that's the only downside. See? A few more to go. We're almost there. We're almost home. Take me home. Come on, let's play some music. Non-copyright stuff. One of the lights looked like they may need to soldering. Yeah, you were right. Wow, you could see that? Yeah. One of the lights was loose, and one of the lights didn't have enough solder on it. Like it was just a hole. Wow, you're really good. Good eye. Oh, good camera too. Wow, good. It looks so cool. Yeah, it was like finagling. Now we're gonna take this out. All right, pretty neat. We're almost there. Almost there. Come on, take us home. Take us home. We gotta, like, you know, and then we can leave a review, right? Then I'll do the metadata for this video so it can be found. If you don't want to find, maybe I'll switch it. Give this one the creme de la creme of the SEO stuff, like the meta stuff that you put in for people who want to search for the video, and then the other ones just take out the meta stuff so that this one becomes #1. You know, on YouTube, not number one on YouTube, #1 on the search rank, so that, you know, people will find this video. Because how many times I redo this video? All right, here we go. We're almost there. Come on, come on. And then if the camera crashes, we'll do it on the other one. Wow, I can't believe you're still watching too. Cool. So we got yeah, let's see if we can do this. I wish I could put them all in and then solder them, but, you know, it doesn't work like that because the LEDs pop out a little bit. And I think if I had put them in first, like I did in the previous video, but I figured, you know what, let's just put the power connection first and then test as we go along. Because imagine soldering all the LEDs first and then doing the electronic components and not knowing which parts were dead too. Remember, plus side is the long side. How much do we got left? Damn it. That's one other reason why I'm moving fast too, because the camera's dying. Last night it lasted 8 hours. 8 hours. I mean, like, seriously. It was somehow charging miraculously while streaming at the same time. And that's what you want it to do. Like this one doing it. And then this one's at 86%. Wow. So the cameras are underperforming today. So thankfully, that's another reason why I'm getting nervous about doing the transistor radio. Not because I don't know how to do it, but because I don't want it. That's a cool video. Like if we can get it to live stream, you know, the full video. Like just have it just go on. I'm gonna try it tonight after this show. Remember, plus side is the long side. Okay. Shut everything off and then turn it on in the morning, and then try streaming something and see what happens. Remember, plus side is the long side. You're one of my favorite YouTubers and an inspirational. Oh wow, that's cool, thanks. I was a bit iffy about getting a 3D printer, thinking it was difficult, but after you explained it on live stream, and that's the same thing I thought too. I swear to God, I thought you needed an engineering degree, you had to go to MIT, and like, you know, and you know, like have a be advanced math major. Maybe back in the day you had to be, but not anymore. Back in the day it required, you know, that caliber of a person, and now they've made it so that anybody can have a 3D printer. You know, like I was talking about the copy machines, you know, like back in the day, the guy had to be an engineer and to fix the machine when they came to the office. Not anymore. Now, the guy comes to fix the copy machine in the office. He comes in, he puts a part in, and pops it out, pops it in and out. No more troubleshooting, you know. Oh, forgot battery, you know. And that's the same thing with 3D printing. Oh wow, look, they all went on. Sweet. Cool. Alright, I'll just show you guys in case, because I'm so excited and I'm rushing, because see? Gotta love it. Except, oh, this one didn't go in, because, like, check the resistors, make sure they're not loose. But they all went on, see? That one will just require some soldering, you know. See? So we'll take the battery out, don't solder it with the battery in. And then when you flip it over, some will become loose, but that's okay. Finagle it. And make sure your soldering iron gets hot. Yeah, no, it's just amazing. Now, again, the hardest part, doesn't matter how smart you are, is having the patience and the persistence to level the board. That part is the nightmare. You know, that part. And once you do all that, you might go through 2 or 3 spools before you need a new nozzle and have to level it again. 617, it's got to be almost 699, and then it'll melt. Yeah, I was intimidated, but you know who turned me on to 3D printing? One of our viewers slash subscribers, Afix, told me about it. And you know, I thought you had to be like the Howells from Gilligan's Island, required like only, you know, like we had to have a big budget, a lot of money. No, they make it so affordable that now anybody can have one. Look, you just bought one for like 60 or 80 pounds, right? Back in the day, because that's my vision of 3D printing, was back in the day when it came out, these machines were thousands of dollars, and that was my vision memory. That was the only memory I had of 3D printing. And then when AFIX suggested it, I was like, oh yeah, it sounds cool, you know, coming, you know, from. And then after he told me what printer he had, and I researched it, I was like, oh my god, I can afford that. I can afford $200, you know. Filament can be expensive, but if you see my videos, I only have 2 rolls of filament. I have maybe 3, but the gray was from a long time ago, you know. You know, you don't you're not using them all unless you have like a bamboo or one of those printers that can print multicolors. But you know, you'll get there, and maybe one day I'll get there too. Maybe one day I'll buy, if the channel picks up, you know, I'll sell this one, or if like it really picks up, I'll do a giveaway, and then you know, I'll probably sell it, and then buy a printer that does multicolor prints. But I'm not happy with it. It does, you know, it fits my needs. Even if I had a multicolor 3D printer, I'm not printing multicolor stuff. You know, I like painting them. I buy the gray and then I paint it. Oh, forget about painting them now. I have the airbrush over there. I hardly use it. Now I just do multicolor filament, which is just phenomenal. I'm like, forget about painting it. Why paint it when you can get a different color filament, you know? And then look, we're down to our last one. How much camera is left? Wow, it's kind of close. It's okay if this works. I'm gonna take this video and shorten it and do like I did with the Avada motor upgrade. You know, look at that, we got it working. Let's double check. Excuse me. Nice, look at that. Haha. Hello, hi. Gotta love it. All right, we're almost there. So do it this way. I highly recommend. Test, set, test, set, test, set. Last one. And then hopefully, oh, there's the frame. Just gotta make it to the frame. Please don't. Look, 2 hours the camera, and I left the camera off all day. You know, I just don't know. I wonder what kind of glitch it could be. DJI, I'm afraid to call DJI. I mean, I don't mind because it's still under warranty. They're gonna say reset the firmware, which I can do, and then if they reset the firmware in the same, so I'll have to test it again on another live stream, which I won't know until I stream again. And then if it doesn't work, they're gonna be like, please send it in. And then I'm like, I can do an audible. They'll be on. We'll do audiobooks, right? Because we can't stream video anymore until it comes back. But they're pretty good with the returns. The returns, you know. When you ship DJI your return, your replacement is on its way. Oh, and if you join the Facebook Neo group, apparently people are having flyaways, literally, which is really wild. And then someone chimed in and said, is DJI aware of this? And then some guy from abroad chimed in after I commented on something, saying like it's not right to talk about our experience being what it was because his drone is flying fine. I'm like, yay, good for you. That's awesome that your drone is flying fine. But just because your drone is flying fine, doesn't mean that everyone else's is. So he was basing our experience like an anomaly, and that we shouldn't still talk bad about DJI. I'm like, oh yeah. So that's the kind of person that would go to the restaurant, order a steak, and then they would bring lasagna out, and then they'd still be like, well, it's still a good restaurant. That's okay. Me, I'm the kind of person, if I order a steak and they bring out lasagna, I'm like, what the fuck? This is not steak. And like, you know, and so, no, you gotta, like, you know, you can't sugarcoat the experience just because one person has a great one. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, no, if you send me lasagna and I order a steak, I'm gonna say something. But some people don't. Some people like feel like you're offending them. It's not right to say something because it's, you know, there's such nice people that they're so nice that they don't deserve to hear that they fucked up. You know, that's the world we're living in now. Oh, look at that. Did it turn on? Yeah, it did. Accept something. Yeah, there we go. Hello? Yep. Hello. Oh, nice. They work. Yay, we did it. Hi. Hello. Finally. Ah, what a relief. But we still got to solder it. All right. And we're still working on the clock because that one's dying and this one's dying. We're not streaming and charging tonight at the same time, which is a bummer. We're not out of the boat. I was going to get an airbrush. I was tempted. Luckily, oh, hold on. Luckily, the guy I bought off gave me 8. Oh, that's nice because they're hard to come by. And I watching guys details videos on leveling, and oh, nice, that's good. I was going to get an airbrush. The airbrush is okay. I'll explain to you in a second why it's a nightmare. If they have a flyaway, it's down to sensors. I fly mine in manual. I don't get it unless it starts getting dark, but I fly in enclosed areas, so can't go far. Yeah, same here. I don't, even any of my FPV drones, I don't fly far. You know, I don't, you can't. One, the battery, right? And two, sometimes you have a disconnect. They're not like that, but the Avata you can. I trust the Avata, but I don't trust the Neo. Literally. I mean, you've seen, but you don't. Like, you see, if you saw my video when I was flying the Mobula 8, you know, that's the same thing I do. Just a short route, short, sweet, you know, and you pray that your battery lasts the flight, and you pray that when you bounce and accidentally hit the ground, that the drone doesn't go bonkers like it did in my video. And that's why I don't fly the Neo in my neighborhood. I go to the field only, so that if it bounces and it flies away like it did accidentally when you're trying to fly low and slow, it's gonna fly into the woods, and then maybe one day some kid will call me, or some person walking their dog, like, hi, I was walking my dog in the woods and I found your drone, your number was on it. I'm like, yes, you know. Yeah, that Neo, the Neo is still in the box. I'm afraid to fly it, but I will this week or next week, because it's a liability, you know. When reminds me of my old dog that kept biting people in the street. Let's see if I can finagle it, add a little more heat, and then push it in. Nice. Hopefully. You don't have to be perfect, but just enough, you know, to finagle it, so that you guys can see. I don't want to apply too much heat. If you want them straight and flush, use painter's tape, and then push them in and tape it. Otherwise, you know, not everyone is going to be perfect, but that's okay. That's what makes the lights fun and funky. All right, so now we're just going to test it before you screw it into its frame. See, look at that. Wow, we did it. We got it working. Yay. Look at that. You could bend some a little bit to like get them in the direction that you want. But other than that, that's it. This was a nightmare. 3 strikes, you're out. And now we will put it in its frame before the batteries die on the cameras. Again, if you want it flush, just put them in the holes and apply painter's tape, okay? I kind of like the look of like one going this way, one going that way. Funky glasses, funky party glasses. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. Yeah, I didn't want to move on to another soldering kit until I was positive we can get this one going, you know? Like, now we are complete. All right, knowing that, moving forward, make sure when you put it like that, clear that from any metal so it don't short anything out accidentally. Not that you could, there's no power in there, but still. It's a bummer that the batteries to the camera are dying. Make sure power is off so that when you put it on, there's no surge. When you put the batteries in, there's no surge. And now, I believe, interesting. Oh, it comes with the screwdriver. Was it gray or black? No, black. I think that's to the Nintendo Switch battery thingy. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I was going to get an airbrush. Oh, the airbrush. If they have a flyaway, it's down to the sensors. Oh, interesting. I fly mine in manual. I don't. So that's good to know. The Ibotta 2 is good with the battery unless you fly in manual. Yeah, I know. Manual, the battery just eats up. But what I was gonna say about the airbrush is great, right? But when you want to print in another, when you want to paint another color, it's a pain to clean. You gotta clean the brush. You gotta wait for it to dry and make sure pour like the paint thinner thing in there to clean it. Or if you don't use the paint thinner thing, you know, just use water with rubbing alcohol, etc. And it's a little bit of a nightmare because I'm like, oh, maybe I want to use blue here. Forget about it. It's gonna take like 20 minutes just to clean out the airbrush. Then you gotta wait for it to dry, and because you don't want remnants of water. And oh, you could use water. You want water because sometimes the paints are too thick, and they won't go through the airbrush. So you're fine in that sense of having remnants of water in there, but the cleanup process is a pain in the butt. So that's why you probably want to have 2 airbrushes. This way, you know, you can just jump to one, or you just take your time. You don't have to. You don't have to paint it all in one day. You know, like this soldering kit, you don't have to do it all in one day. I could make it a 3-part video, you know, like you could do like that, you know, like part 3. I want to do a 3-part series on a 3D print, probably gonna be a 5-part. The drone from the movie Oblivion. Yeah, that's gonna be really cool. So that'll be like a 5-part series or 6, however many parts there are, is however many videos there will be. So that's gonna, and I want to see if I can print it. I'm experimenting with the supports, but we'll print it live because it says needs supports, but one of the files I didn't see any supports, and I wasn't sure if it would print. I'll show you guys when I'm done. All right, look at that. We did it. We finally invented something that worked. But it wasn't us. So can you imagine if I didn't have this thing here, we'd be putting a dead capacitor in, right? And sending this back to Amazon. Look, I'll put it in. Oops, hold on. And also one of the diodes was dead too, which would not allow the circuit to complete. Watch, test it. Press test, test in progress. Okay, and this one, it wasn't measuring before, but it was a dud. And if we put it in the other way, and it's not even measuring capacitance, it's measuring like, it doesn't even give us the numbers that we want. Okay, if you saw earlier. Da, 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 da. Because that should be. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it's not the right part because remember we got an error before. It said damaged. Let's see. Oh, battery's dying over there. But we'll check it out. No, it's not measuring the correct parts. And then we have the dead diode here. Ah, wow, my soldering iron burnt me. We have the LED, which should light up, right? Oops. Push it in. Press test. Test in progress. And it should light up. See, it says non-component unknown damaged. And we were getting that with the capacitor too. And now it's reading it, but it's not giving the correct reading. So that, and if to put it, when you put in a good LED, right? This is any way. It doesn't matter which way it goes. It should, see, it lights up. And that's what you want them to do. And you got some dead ones here, live ones there, and you don't know which ones are which. See, you measure it as a diode. Let's try this one again, because this one said damaged before. Let's see. But it's still not giving us the correct measurement, which is, you know, oops, move that up a little bit. See, unknown component, damaged. And that's where, and you can tell the numbers are off too. So imagine if I had put this in, imagine putting this in and all the diodes were good. You still would get like a not working part, not working glasses at the end of the day. All right, so let's see here. Put the batteries in. Watch it not work. All right, hold on. I'm gonna fix the camera. And we would not know. We'd be left in the dark because I would have used that capacitor. I was like, oh, it's a good part. I could tell it's good because it's clean and it's fresh and it looks new. But that's not how it works. The Avada 2. Yeah, the Avada 2. Yeah, I love it. All right, let's check it out. Let me just test it. Nice. Nice. Check it out. It's like a jungle inside. Sometimes I wonder how I keep from going under. Ha 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 ha. Now we gotta add a little meat. See how it pulsates to the music. To the music. I'm like, oh my god, who's that guy at the party? Let's go talk to him. Oh hi, how are you? And then we're like, hey, what's up? Oh, I'm sorry, mister. I'm too old to be clubbing. All right. All right, let's see what we have here. Right? I look so cool until I take them off. I'm just an old man. Creepy dude at the bar. All right, so let's see. Let me go. I'm going to go to art list and see if I can find some music. Okay. And then I should probably bookmark art list. Art. I'm going to play some music. Let's try techno first. I think we had luck with techno the last time. This is going to be a little tricky. I'm going to turn down the volume here so it's not too loud. And then go here. No, I don't like that. No. Is that techno? Oh, it's tech. I need techno. Techno. You know, something more upbeat, like ding, 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 ding. You know, like, there we go. Hold on, turn it up. See, you have to be facing the music. Too low. Let's try shadow. Hold on. Need some more beat. See, when I face the music, oh, there we go. See, if I face it, so you have to be in the club where the music's coming. But that's too instrumental. Oh, there we go. See when I face it, if I'm facing the music. A little bit louder. Oh yeah, I can turn it up. Okay, hold on. Oh yeah, it's too loud. See? Hold on. No, I don't like that. See, we're more in the beat. See how it pulsates? See, watch, if I put them under here. See? Oh wow. Oh, you can't see, hold on. We need some more, let's see, eastern wind. See how it pulsates to the beat? Let's try, I wonder if there's any rap. Hold on. Oh yeah, nice. You need something like with a thumb.
I'm a whole vibe, I'm a mood. They see I ate it up like food. She came, she ate, and she ain't leave no crumbs up on the plate.
Need more beat. More beat. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Ooh, let's go. Wait. Hold on, Q.
Who's that guy at the party?
Yeah.
With the funky glasses. Kind of neat. Alright, hold on. There you go. We did it. So depending on the melody, if it's too low, it's not going to happen. If you're at a party where it's loud, there's music, people screaming and shouting, it's going to pulsate actually, and even as I'm talking, as you can see. So it's got to be loud, not too loud where you're going deaf, but just loud enough where the beat's consistent. Like if it's too instrumental, these are not the kind of glasses you wear when you go to the classical music, live performance where it's instrumental, but where it's the beat, dancing, having fun, singing. These are it. As you can see, it's like, now imagine the music behind it, right? Confidence. So you have to have confidence. Confidence in wearing these glasses and looking like a fool. So knowing that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me just go here. Hold on, I want to make it bigger so you guys can have the full experience. And play that again. Again. Now I'm DJ. Alright, we can play musical chairs. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back guys. In today's video we're going to show you how to build these glasses. That'll be the intro and then I'll just bring it down. Hold on one second. I like anything as long as it's good, except Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas. Her C notes hurt my ears. Oh, here we go. Whoops. Yeah. Alright, that's just the music. Alright, so we stopped the music. It was too loud because people are sleeping. Alright, so that's the end of that. On that note, kind of neat, huh? I'll come back again. I'm just going to recharge the cameras. I hope this video helped you and you had a really good soldering experience. And you know how to test the parts with the tester, because as you can see, they send us some dead parts and some parts that just won't work and it'll short out the system. and that'll help you moving forward with any soldering kit as a beginner. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Don't worry, I can still record, I just can't play loud music when people are sleeping. That's fine. I need to sound, I can't soundproof it, but that's fine now. Recordings are good. Ah, no wonder. Interesting. Wow. Huh. The pen's right there. Okay. So we're at 20%. There's a vent right there. I have to measure it out. Seal it up. Alright. So anyway, on that note, let's see what we have here. I can play guitar. I can imagine those glasses. Oh yeah, with the guitar while playing it, that would be cool. Like drums, it's a little bit too, as you see, even if I had drums, I couldn't play it. I get a text that would say, stop the music. Alright. But yeah, guitar is pretty good though. I could probably get away with guitar. Maybe that guy with the guitar, like what's his name? Who's the one that sings Margaritaville? I forget. Anyway, yeah, something low key. Haha, don't blame you. High pitched songs play havoc and my sensory issues. Yeah. Oh, you know, the Mariah Carey. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna end the show. I'm gonna charge the cameras. I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna lay the parts out for either tonight or tomorrow for the other. But I want to do the 3D print, so maybe I'll do the 3D print now of the eating utensils, and we'll see how that works out. But I'm so glad we got these going, and that would not have been possible again without this piece right here. I'll leave a link to this one in the description, because without this, we would be putting a dead LED in and a dead capacitor. Bummer. And you shouldn't have to. They should send this with your soldering kit. Well, that's pretty cool. That would be nice. Those glasses. I know, right? Because it'd be like in red, right? Yeah. All right. I'm gonna sign off. I'll be back in like 20 minutes, because that's about as long as it takes to charge these cameras. 20 minutes. I'm gonna charge them, and then I'm gonna plug them out. And once they reach 100%, wait 10 minutes, right? And then plug them in and see how the streaming goes and see if it's consistent. Because if that works, if that holds the stream without, because we'll know, because if you saw when I started streaming here, 20 minutes into the stream, the battery started to go down. I was like, wait, I just charged it. So I'm going to try that and see how that goes. Because plugging in and then taking the battery out like I did yesterday. All right. Good seeing you. And I'll catch you guys in about 45 minutes or so. All right. Next time.